The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, the podcast.
Well, yesterday's noon hour was quite a lot of fun with all the different songs we created with Suno. It's crazy how much better it's gotten. It's available on demand, by the way. That whole episode's available on demand wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I enjoyed it, Peaches. I really did.
Well, now we're here to talk about good old-fashioned corporate radio, Victor. You want to talk about this?
I guess.
This entire morning, I've been doing what you do and chiming in on Facebook comment sections.
Yeah, I had to take a break from that because I've been getting too frustrated with stupid people. No offense if I've been discussing things with you. I might not be calling you stupid, but
if the shoe fits, wear it.
I get in discussions about all kinds of things. One of the recent ones was a Christmas music with radio people, and there was a lot of stupid in that thread.
I chimed in on that thread, too, because the one dude is like, too bad you're wrong.
Yeah, too bad you're wrong. Oh, great comeback, buddy. Yeah, way to back it up with some data. Way to back it up with some research.
Well, he went on this whole tangent about how, like, oh, no, that song, Linus and Lucy, that we're referring to in the post, like, you said Linus and Lucy is not a Christmas song.
Yeah, it's not.
And this guy was so adamant about how, like, it became big with the Charlie Brown Christmas movie, but it wasn't featured, or it wasn't meant for that movie. It was just on an album, then got put on the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and then the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, it's on every single thing relating to the Peanuts because it's the Peanuts theme. It's not a Christmas song. Now, that would be like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example.
Well, Harry Potter is not necessarily a Christmas movie, even though there's Christmas in the movie.
Yeah, the Harry Potter theme. It's now a Christmas song.
Right.
The Die Hard theme is now a Christmas song.
I did see somebody post that Die Hard was in the holiday section on Disney+.
Well, it should be. It's a Christmas movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's Christmas. You haven't seen Die Hard? It's classic, man. It's fun.
I just said that. I haven't seen it. Why ask me that stupid question?
You're missing out on... You've been watching all these dumb movies with your girlfriend. You're
Back to the Future Part 1 and 2, those are dumb movies?
You told me you were going through, like, the worst movies of all time or something.
No.
That was, I swear, what you said. You were watching a dumb movie collection. Back to the Future's classic. It's great.
We just finished Part 2 last night. We'll move on to Part 3 tomorrow. We'll be done.
All right. Part 3, wraps up the trilogy quite nicely, I'd say.
I guess they were showing it in IMAX theaters.
That would have been cool to see. Yeah. I've seen those movies so many times, though, that I don't think I'd go to the theater.
I was watching some LA radio show complain. Actually, the LA radio show I'm talking about is the Woody Show. They're going to tie into what we're about to talk about with this whole radio thing.
All right. The good old Woody Show, just stabbing your friends in the back.
Woody was complaining about how like people were buying the DeLorean popcorn bucket for $50, and then during the movie, people were clapping along and yelling things out loud.
Okay, Woody, don't ever go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right.
Jeez, dude, settle down.
But the Woody Show, the reason why I also bring them up is because 105.7 The Point is one of the biggest alternative stations in the country. It's in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, and one of the first stations that played Sleep Token, as a little factoid.
Well, they also played the radio edit. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right, but at least they gave them the time of day, and that was before the new album. So I got to give them props for that, but now they're on my crap list, and they're just another garbage state. It's probably upper management. Maybe it's not the program director.
Maybe it's Hubbard.
Yeah, Hubbard Radio. And, I always had good impressions of Hubbard Radio.
So did other people, too, because that's what I was going to bring up to you, too, is that they got, for the listeners, they got rid of this DJ in the afternoons named Liv Maddix.
How long had she been there?
3 years.
Okay, I mean... Not a tremendous amount of time, but it would appear based on her social media action, she was pretty popular.
Yeah, people liked her. The thing is that most older radio listeners are probably like, "Oh, she's so hot," and are watching her for being the eye candy aspect of the station.
How was her show? Did you ever listen to it?
Here and there. I really enjoyed her interviews because she was really, really good at them. I would think she wasn't asking the stereotypical questions. She was more so just genuinely talking to the artists.
Well, you know that I'm not a big fan of the Woody Show, so...
And I grew up listening to those guys. They used to be a really good group of people, but Woody has turned into this, like, power-hungry, syndicated, just radio maniac, and he makes a lot of money. And I think the other guys in the shows also make a good amount, but not nearly as much as him.
No, it's kind of like Howard Stern, like, his co-host.
But Robin still makes too much money for how little she does and how terrible she is.
Yeah, but she was there like from the beginning.
I know, but she was lucky, right place, right time type of person.
Yeah, but they also created that dynamic of the man and the woman doing a radio show together.
I'm shocked that she allowed all of that stuff to happen, too.
Yeah.
Like, she allowed Howard just to do what he did.
Exactly. So the reason you hear these radio shows with men and women, it's all attributed to Howard Stern.
Yeah,
so,
but him and Robin got along. Most of those forced guy-girl combos, they're not getting along behind the scenes.
Well, no, and they're trying to like now they've shifted it. They're not really trying to copy what Howard did, but in the beginning, that's what they were trying to do is, this is a new thing. We can copy it and we'll do great. But you have to have that. They had a connection, Howard and Robin. But for whatever reason, they had this weird connection and it worked really well. And so they were innovators, but radio hates innovators.
But now with the modern radio thing, it's like, okay, for the morning show, you want a group of people. You want to have the main guy who's the host. You want to have the quirky sidekick. You want to have the eye candy girl who basically runs the whole social media because she'll be catching the dudes' eyes, giving them likes and comments and all of that sort of thing. It's how it usually goes.
Yeah, I think you don't need more than 3 people. I think 3 should be maximum. That way you bring in a guest. You've got, the host running the board who keeps things running straight. The other 2 guys can be funny. And you've got your guest. How many people are on the Woody show?
There's Woody, Menace, Seabass, Greg, Sam, Gina, Morgan. And then the other studio, there's Bort, Tyler.
Are you kidding me?
And there's there's another dude. So there's about 10 people.
No wonder it always sounds like they're barreling over the top of each other and you can't understand what's going on. That is about 7 too many people. All right, Woody, I know you like firing your staff. So why don't you get rid of 7 of those people? I hate to, call for radio people to be fired, but that's too many people. You don't need more than 3.
I predict the show is not going to go on for much longer.
Really?
Because
they're syndicated everywhere.
Woody said he's going to retire at 50. He's about 48 now.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
But
people
also,
need money.
People on their Reddit and also all over their socials are really hating the show now because of the whole ravey thing.
Well,
but also, I'm very glad to see that people are. The overall point of this break was to talk about Liv being laid off, fired because of, budget cuts, quote unquote. Cuts.
Yeah.
But they decided to bring the Woody show in the afternoons on 105.7 The Point.
Yeah, just replace it. Nobody wants to hear alternative music on the alternative station with a host from the local area talking to you about what's happening in St. Louis and the music scene. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear Woody babble. That's what they want to hear. And then everybody else barrel over the top of each other.
And it's from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and it's a morning show being shifted to the afternoons. And the big thing that The Point's trying to do is say, Rizzuto, who's the morning show host on The Point, and Woody are back together again, which they're not really back together. Rizzuto is doing his own thing with his own group of too many people. And then in the afternoons, you get the pre-recorded Woody show that happened, I don't know how many hours earlier, because, St. Louis is also way ahead of Southern California.
And what's funny is when you shift a morning show to afternoon, there could be like major news that happens during the day, and you're just going to have the afternoon show not acknowledging it whatsoever. Like, imagine if a major terrorist attack happened. Think back to, you might not remember because you were a little baby.
I was 5.
You were 5 when 9/11 happened. The Woody show would be just going on babbling in the afternoon about who knows what crap from the morning.
Oh, they did a game called Guess Whose Bra It Is. Could you imagine some major building, falls down because of a terrorist attack. You turn on 105.7 The Point. All right, whose bra am I feeling right now?
Oh, my
This has to be Gina's. It's bigger than everybody else's.
That's what they're really doing to their coworkers?
They had Greg blindfolded doing that, yeah.
Well, What is it? 1980 again?
Well, they did Guess Who's Gas as well, Victor. Come on. You had to basically fart onto your phone, send the recording to Woody. Woody would play it on the air, and then somebody who listens to the show calls in and says, oh, I believe that's Morgan's fart.
Okay. I mean,
you're wrong.
Guess that fart is better than, I don't know. I would feel like a creep feeling up the female staff's bras.
Here's another one that they did recently.
That's weird.
They had Morgan... Bort from the show captured a cockroach that was loose because they did this glory something challenge. I can't say the full name of it, but there was a cockroach involved with that, and one of the cockroaches got loose. Well, Bort got the cockroach, put it in a cup, taped it shut, and then Woody said, "Hey, Morgan, I'll pay you $1,000 if you take the cockroach out and you kiss it on the lips." You know how many diseases roaches can have?
That's disgusting.
And also, this is 1990s radio at its peak.
It is. Like, is this Fear Factor? Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just seems like weird radio to me, but what do I know? They're getting syndicated nationwide. They must be doing pretty well.
They're getting pushed by iHeart, and in the beginning, they had the greatest ratings for anything alternative.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Well, now... they've been on the air for so long, and Woody did that whole thing where he got rid of Ravy and brought in Gina. Allegedly, he brought in Gina, who's more appealing to look at. Yeah. That's the whole legal issue they're going through right now.
There is that lawsuit going on. So, we want to make sure we throw allegedly in there.
Yes.
But it's just so weird to me that in a market as big as St. Louis, and at a station that I believe The Point does pretty well.
The Point, I think, does. I think it was supposed to be one of the more respected stations because they play a whole bunch of stuff. And the one thing that kind of irritated me, I wasn't going to bring this up on the noon hour, this whole subject, but then I went on to Reddit. Somebody posted an r/Woody show. The Woody Show expands to multiple day parts and formats. And then they put in quotations from the executives at the station. Things change. Content is content. I hate that. Old radio executives. Well, I did leave an explicit comment on the Point's Facebook page.
Good.
And I'm kind of starting to speak out against these types of things, the stuff that I'm really passionate about, because these old radio boomers, they have to go. Yeah, they're really killing it, literally killing it, and they just suck.
Yeah, they're terrible.
These radio executives just fired a young person in the business to let some old timer come in and do a syndicated thing and make more money for himself.
And what really sucks is there's a good chance she might just be done with the business now.
Yeah.
Because I know so many rock people that are gone now. I mean, even Weasley Radio, Beasley, fired 30-year legendary programmer Terry Carr. She's beloved in the active rock radio business. She's moved on. She's doing like voice work and like a podcast kind of thing. She's done with the biz.
Is a long career. Good for her.
And she's a legend, and everybody loves her. And it was just budget cuts. They don't care about the employees. I mean, I'm really glad we work for a locally owned company. I've never seen a budget cut thing happen around here.
Right.
You know,
no matter how bad it gets, we're usually okay.
Yeah. You know, you got to do something. You know, and I don't even know the reasons, but if somebody's let go around here, there's a reason, not just, hey, we're trying to be cheap and we'll go ahead and replace them with the Woody Show.
Right.
I mean, shame on you, The Point. I would guess it's upper level management, but again, I've always heard good things about Hubbard, and now I got to add him to the list. You know, I would never work for Beasley. I'd never work for Odyssey. I'd certainly never work for iHeart. And I mean, I think if I got done here, you know, if I got the boot, I'd probably be done too. I'd be calling up, I don't know, Teton Toyota. You guys need a salesman?
Oh, boy. Remember never to buy a car from you.
Come on down. Victor Wilt, I'm here to sling you a brand new Tundra. Because radio's just such a, you know, it's just such a shady business.
It really is.
I would be so nervous because you have to move to a whole other city to get a job. I just couldn't imagine trying to go work for another company in another city. Because look what they did to her. 3 years. Done.
Well, my friend Erica, she was in the mornings in Salt Lake City, 97.1 ZHT.
It was that.
After 13 months, they just said, hey, you know what? We're just going to lay you off. Sorry. And then she ended up She now works for a radio show in Denver, but she started in L.A., San Diego, Salt Lake for over a year, and then now finally Denver.
Yeah, and what's the HT? Is that Cumulus?
Let me check.
Another
actually.
company I wouldn't want to work for. I saw them blow out their, but many people at Cumulus in Salt Lake that they've just blown out. You know?
It's iHeart, actually.
iHeart, big surprise.
Yeah.
The worst company in radio. I could go on all day about how terrible iHeart is. If you use the iHeart radio app, delete it. They are a scourge. They don't deserve the numbers. Screw them. I almost said something else.
Oh, very nice. We'll have to bleep you out.
Yes.
All right, Victor, let's talk about merch. Considering we just talked about how bad radio is for the first 15 minutes, let's go on for another 15, talking about bands with the most beautiful / most disappointing merch. And it's been talked about for a long time that Pantera has some of the worst merch you could ever see.
Really?
Them and Asking Alexandria.
I was wearing an Asking Alexandria shirt on Halloween.
I see right here, Asking Alexandria has consistently bad merch with 20 upvotes. It matches how bad the music is. Oh, somebody wrote.
All right, I'm trying to think of ugly merch. One of the worst pieces of merch I ever got was from the band The Who, but I don't think it was their fault. It was like a bad print. You remember that shirt? I think I showed it to you. And the print was like off.
Not Boris the Spider. You're talking about Wolf Totem.
Yes, the HU.
Yeah.
Who. And, you know, I don't know. Any shirts that have the picture of the band on them, I don't think look good.
I do like AC/DC when they put Angus in like what venue they're going to be at. Like when I went and saw AC/DC at Dodger Stadium in 2016, they had Angus with his like big lips pointed out, and he has a Dodgers uniform on, and it looks cool.
Maybe if it's somebody legendary like that, like, okay, I could see wearing a Sabbath shirt or an Ozzy shirt.
You have Ozzy on the toilet.
You have the Beatles shirts, maybe. But like, if you're just a new up and coming band, like I know I got a From Ashes to New shirt too that I gave away because I was like, dude, these guys are like half my age, and I'm not going to wear a shirt with a bunch of young dudes on it. It just feels weird.
I get it. No, I totally understand that because, like, I've gotten to the age now where NBA players are younger than me, and it's weird to wear their jersey as a guy older than them.
See, a jersey, at least it just has their name. It doesn't have their face.
But it's like, I idolize this dude type thing.
Even, like, I have a Poppy shirt that has like a small Poppy on it, and like the one that has her eyes. Even that
you
one's
got a
like,
girl half your age on your shirt, Victor.
Yeah, even that one's a little bit awkward. What am I wearing right now? I got Death Clock. That's got a cartoon band. Okay, I've got an Ice Nine Kills that has Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
You're
on
a
it.
dude who's older than you, or Christian Bale's older than you.
Christian Bale. That's his name. Is it Patrick Bateman in the movie? Is that right?
American Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But Christian Bale, and he's, you know, very well known for a particular phrase that you might have handy. I don't know if you have it handy, but, you know, I feel good wearing a shirt with him on it.
You're talking about,
because,
good for you.
That's right.
his big meltdown on set. What a great classic.
And it's also a famous horror movie picture. So, like, I'd wear a Jack Nicholson, The Shining shirt. But I don't know, just when you have the full band, I guess I did buy a Vended shirt at the Mudvayne show. And I mainly bought it because it has bad language on the back, and it was the cheapest piece of merch in the entire venue.
I can't wear a shirt that has any terrible word on it just because I couldn't wear that most of the time. Like, I can't go out into Ralph's, or not Ralph's, we don't have a Ralph's around here, but I can't go out into, like, Winco, and it says, like, 1, 2, bleep you on the back.
See, I'm starting to lose my patience with all of the world, so
It's like those people that wear those stupid, like, Second Amendment shirts. It's like, dude, you're in a public library. Why are you wearing a shirt with a gun on it?
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I should give Vended a little bit of support. I might have had a few beers in me, too, and that leads to bad merch decisions from time to time.
Sure. Yeah.
But even the Vended shirt, I'm like, why am I wearing this? It has 4 young dudes on it. But the bad words on the back kind of make up for it. And it kind of looks like a black metal shirt.
You should wear a shirt with Iggy Pop on it and all of his glory, just shirtless and weird looking.
All skinny.
Yeah.
Well, make a shirtless Jade Davis shirt.
Imagine if Death in December became huge and he was like the face of all their merch.
Now, that's who Jade should have been for Halloween. Iggy Pop. That would have been pretty funny.
He would have been the best as Vessel.
He would have.
He would have made a great Vessel.
Absolutely.
Somebody did say that I feel like Sleep Token has gone a little overboard with their endless stream of limited edition double vinyl sets and T-shirts, and now they're even selling duvet sets. Well, I wouldn't
sets. I
wouldn't say that's them. It's more so their team, and also Hot Topic, I feel like, is producing all of those T-shirts. Is Hot Topic producing those shirts?
I think the band has to sign off on all that stuff.
They're taking advantage of those people, those like book talk listeners that will buy something dumb like that and wear it.
Dude, if I was them, I would sell every useless product ever. I'd be like Gene Simmons. Yeah. I'd be slinging caskets. I don't care. Give me that money.
Bury cremate your dad in the Sleep Token urn.
A Sleep Token
Call
urn?
It
sure.
The Vessel.
The Vessel. Put your dad in the Vessel. Signed by Vessel. I'm surprised Sleep Token isn't selling signed merch. That's the one thing that kind of blows my mind. They could make a lot of money with how much their fans would pay for a concert ticket. Why don't they, like Ghost, even before people figured out who was in the band, they would sign their stuff with symbols, and you can make some money selling signed merch. Ghost sold some very unique pieces of merch that were signed, one of which I will not describe on air. But they're collector's items now. You may know what I'm talking about, Peaches, but I won't elaborate.
Sorry, I'm not really paying attention. I was going down this thread. Somebody said Johnny Booth has some of the worst merch they've ever seen, and there was multiple people saying that. So
I don't know if I've seen much of their merch, but trying to think of some of the worst merch I've seen. I'm not super picky when it comes to merch. Like, to me, if I really like the band... I mean, I've seen bad designs from some bands, but then they'll have others that look good. So
I did see a meme somewhere basically saying that whoever is making those shirts available at Walmart that have Dolly Parton, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube all on them, like, lay off, dude. Like, there's too many of those shirts around.
I know, but those artists have to be signing off on that. They're like, oh, put my shirt in Walmart?
Oh,
Heck yeah.
These Johnny Booth shirts aren't all that bad. Like, I would say Pantera's are much worse, but it's not the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I remember some pretty tacky Pantera shirts from back in the day. Slayer had some pretty cool shirts. Cannibal Corpse usually has great shirts.
Cannibal Corpse is pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm going to have to really think on this one and maybe do it on another break, Peaches.
It's the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. I am Peaches.
I'm Viktor Wilt, and I'm going to make at least one person in the building mad, and I guarantee I'm going to make some of our listeners mad. Our previous break, we were talking about ugly band merch, and we went through a variety of bands and like, okay, yeah, some of their stuff's tacky, and it reminded me of some tacky clothing that I've seen recently, and I really hate to throw particular groups of people under the bus.
If you don't agree with my statement, I'll help you pack a bag.
No, they're not political shirts, nothing like that, no slogans. I want to talk about the shirts that people in bowling and dart leagues wear. I'm sorry, Justin, they're colorful and fun, but... Man, I went to this dart tournament for a little bit over the weekend where there were like thousands of these guys rolling around. And I'm sorry to anybody who's in a dart league. You're cool.
Oh, come on. Imagine a team of dart throwers. That's almost as bad as a motorcycle club, right?
Motorcycle clubs are great. All right. They dress cool. All right. They dress pretty much metal.
Yeah.
Now,
it's fun to stay at the Y.
Peaches, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Motorcycle clubs, not to be messed with. Tough. But
who has a gun to your head?
Peaches, I've hung out with bikers my whole life. Trust me. If I'm going to have some fear, dart league or bikers?
Oh, obviously, you fear the bikers.
Yeah, bowling league or bikers. But okay, you've seen the shirts that Justin wears. And Justin, love you. But those type of shiny, rainbow-colored, logo plastered, like every sponsor all over them, shirts, and they're just so shiny.
Oh, you want to talk about sponsors? The UFC gear. You see like those MMA fighters wear, like the tap out gear.
Yeah, that stuff pretty tacky too. No offense to all of those cage fighters out there. All right, we're getting a lot of people mad.
Okay, NASCAR. Those drivers.
Okay, just as bad. All right.
I have the Wonder Bread logo on my thigh. Like,
I'm not going to be able to go to a bar for months now. You got the dart leagues mad. The biker clubs, they just have their one logo. You know, they keep it real.
I was making a joke. They know how to make jokes, too.
Yeah, they're not covered with ads.
Right.
You know, can you imagine seeing a biker club and they've got their, vests and they're just covered with ads for
there's an ad for Harley,
oil.
maybe.
I don't think that if you're in a biker club, you'd even put a Harley logo on your, you just have it on your bike.
I would like to know. Get a biker on the phone here.
Call us up, 208-535-1015. I know we got some bikers listening. But man, dude, when there was a sea of dart players and they're all wearing these shiny ad-covered shirts and they're all covered with like skulls and stuff, and it's like
you're throwing darts.
You're throwing darts, dude. Most of them are drinking water.
Okay, we could talk about this in another break too. I mean, bowling, is it a sport? Is it really a sport?
I think it's a heavy ball and it requires aim. I think bowling is more of a sport than golf.
Yeah,
because golf, you're just swinging a pretty light stick.
If you can do something that a 65-year-old man can do, like if you only have a limited window to play this sport before it starts to hurt, like that's a real sport. Like football, you can't really do it for all that long. I would suggest people not even to do it in the first place. But, like basketball, that's also tough on the joints. You retire by the time you're like 40, maybe even like 38. Bowling, you can do your entire life. Unless your arm falls off or something.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to move to a lighter ball. But okay, let's talk about darts. Okay, a lot of people would argue that video games are not a sport, but they require intense concentration, hand-eye coordination, lots of skill. I think that if darts are a sport, video games are definitely a sport. What does the internet say? Are darts a sport? You might be able to type faster than me, Peaches, because I'm on my phone. Are darts considered?
Yes, darts is considered a sport due to its high level of skill, precision, and competitive nature, and is officially recognized by sports bodies like Sport England.
Okay, then video games are definitely sports.
Well, then so is croquet and bocce ball and all those dumb lawn games. Cornhole.
Dude, what do they call competitive frisbee? What
ultimate frisbee?
Ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, there's
definitely
also disc golf.
Disc golf, that's definitely a sport. But
somebody posted
Fortnite. Sport.
In r/darts. Do you think darts is a sport? They asked the wrong audience.
Dude, don't go ask r/darts.
Of course it's a sport. I'm a professional. This is the top comment. Somehow asking this on r/darts may have biased this. But still, 1.4 thousand people said no, it's not a sport compared to the 3.2 thousand.
Well, that's a... Okay, I'm not going to get into ratios I saw on the news today.
Oh.
But...
Sport, an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Okay, is throwing a dart physical exertion?
I would say those competitive eaters like Joey Chestnut. That's way more of a sport compared to darts.
Dude, the dart people have got to be so mad at us right now.
The dart people, we start seeing them hit the window.
Tink.
Is it hailing outside?
Oh my God.
Take that, Peaches.
And, if they're competitive, it might be, just walking down the road, all of a sudden, dart to the brain.
Right.
A bowling ball to the brain would be worse.
It's like they're spitting them at us like the for the pole.
All I was saying was we were talking about tacky band merch. Some of them bowling and dart shirts. No offense again to any of you guys, especially you, Justin, down the hall, bowling professional one. He won an award recently for his bowling.
He might go into the Idaho Falls Bowling Hall of Fame, is what he told me.
Really?
Yeah, we might have a Hall of Famer here in the building.
Is he going to get a fancy shirt made that just glimmers?
It'll have all the sponsors on the back of how he made it there, too. Like, he ate a meal at Carl's Jr. before the speech, so that logo's on the back. Wrapping up the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, we offended dart throwers, we offended bikers, we offended bowlers.
Hey, I didn't offend no bikers, Peaches.
Oh, you did previously.
That-
Resort back to that traffic school powered by the advocates where that guy called in and then, didn't even bother to hear your argument. I hate when people do that type of thing. They yell at you and then they quickly hang up so they don't hear your retaliation.
Well, the problem was, I wasn't really thinking of how serious some people might take things. And our old management wouldn't let us say, certain words on air. So we'd have these jokes about, here's AC/DC, Hex Bells, and,
I still don't say them because I haven't gotten clearance at all, I don't think, of being able to.
I'm just waiting to get yelled at. But so I made a little, I used that same ongoing joke in relation to a biker club.
Well, I called them that first.
Did you call them at first?
I called them that first. Yeah,
okay.
And then you decided to as Peaches said this. And
and I didn't realize it was a pretty serious thing. And I was like, hey, listen, it's just because our bosses
who gave
don't
you
like
one of those,
us to say those words.
Who gave you one of those unwanted life lessons there? Hey, don't mess with them or something like that.
Like I said, I grew up around bikers, so I know they can get a little bit wild, Peaches. It's like I said, dart players or biker clubs. Yeah, I know who I'm gonna try to not offend because I have a lot of fun hanging out with bikers. They're good dudes and dart players and bowlers. Sorry, we made fun of your shirts.
I can tell you, like I mentioned before, with the whole pizza madness thing we used to do, the animal hospital was the meanest business to deliver free pizza to. When I showed up to Harley-Davidson of Grand Teton, or however you say the business name, they were ecstatic about getting free pizza. One of the guys was jumping up and down.
Yeah, and I think that again, it was kind of taken out of context. And I think the guy thought we were making fun when we were just using this stupid joke we have with, our bosses not letting us say, hey, did you hear Chad Gray's other band? Heck yeah. I just think they didn't know what was going on.
You're telling me someone didn't hear you correctly and then got mad and then ignorantly yelled at you?
Yes, and it happens often on the radio. But I think we talked it out pretty well. And all is cool.
Oh, you talked to that guy?
Well, I think so. I think we talked it out pretty well on the phone. Yeah, because he called me back after the show. And I was like, listen, our management doesn't like us to say hell. So, we have this ongoing thing where anytime that word comes up, we say something else. We say heck. But it wasn't poking fun. Anyhow, I don't know how we ended up starting off this break. I was just going to tell people, make sure to get out and vote. Did you go vote yet, Peaches?
No, I've been here.
Okay.
I wake up and then I come here. What time do I have?
The polls are open at till 8 p.m., so you make sure to get out and vote, Peaches. It's very important. I know you know where to go vote, right? You voted before?
Sure. I'll go along and pretend. Yeah, sure.
What do you mean? Didn't you vote in the presidential election?
Yeah.
Then you go to that same place, Peaches, and you vote. All right? You're registered to vote, and you get out and vote for your favorite local candidates. Because local votes, as far as the local elections turnout goes, it's garbage. It's terrible. Everybody votes for the president around here, even though Idaho's, say in the Electoral College is basically nothing and useless. But you look at the local elections where the votes really, really matter. People just sit around farting at home doing nothing. And all you got to do is get out and vote. So if you registered, because we had high turnout in the presidential election, most people are registered to vote. Get over to that place that you voted and vote for mayor and city council.
You know who has the worst clothing? Those bikers that take up the middle of the street. Not the motorcyclists.
Okay, I was like,
those bicycle riders that wear the whole spandex outfit.
Okay, because
that right there is something to make fun of.
You're right, Peaches, because that's like, you combine a bowler or dart player's shirt, but you make it real tight, and then you add the matching short shorts to go with it. It is truly,
they have matching cleats. Because I think they're not cleats, but they have matching shoes for
true.
Better grip on the pedal, right?
We want to make sure everyone knows we're talking about bicyclists.
Not bikers.
Not bikers. Bicyclists, because bikers wear cool, like leather metal stuff. They got chains, long hair. They're pretty much like me. I just can't afford the leather jackets. They're expensive.
I just imagine JD in a leather jacket. That's who I imagine most bikers.
JD's got a Harley, and I bet he's got a leather jacket.
And JD's one of the most lovable dudes. He's a giant teddy bear.
That's the thing. The bikers are all really lovable, too. I don't know about dart players. We might have just made some real enemies. And what about bowlers?
What if we go on to East Idaho, like we go on to Facebook, the East Idaho dart committees, all of a sudden, Peaches and Viktor on K-Bear were insulting our apparel. Look at these two, these fat buffoons.
Well, okay, I bet I could more likely outrun a bowler than a dart player. but it's iffy because I kind of look like a bowler.
Running away from a bowler is like playing Donkey Kong. You just got to jump every so often to avoid the ball.
Now,
if they get mad at you.
Now, maybe I should join a bowling league because I got the physique for it, Peaches. Just playing bowlers. I'm really
Why don't you try playing with no bumpers to get a score higher than 200, huh?
Hey, what's wrong with playing with the bumpers, Peaches? Come on, man.
The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.